Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we are going through every single book on my physical TBR. Now, number one, excuse the sound, I'm pretty sure a bus just drove past. And number two, excuse the fact for the poor lighting. It kind of looks like I have a halo, which may be because I'm an angel, or maybe because I'm sitting directly under a light and was too lazy to set up proper lighting. We may never know. I am not going to be giving you a synopsis for every single one of these books. Last year when I did it, I did, because last year I had 8 books on my physical TBR. That number has significantly grown, still not insane like some people's, which I say that as someone who loves to watch those videos that are like hundreds of unread books, because I love watching them. I love being nosy. I think I've got up to 30, but I think I'm below that again. See, I actually can't count right now because I do have a lot at home, which I've actually already filmed those. 17 here, I think. So, and I literally finished one just a few minutes ago, so that's one more off the TBR. Oh, actually there's more at home. Never mind. I think there's 11. So that brings me up to 28 maybe. As I said, I'll put a counter on the screen, but I think it's 28, which isn't that bad compared to a lot of people, but I still don't want to give you a synopsis for 28 whole books, because that's a lot of effort. So we're just going to do a quick run through, so it's not going to be a very long video. So let's just start. Middle Game by Sean McGuire. I will say, this was a gift from Christy for my birthday. I still have not read it. My birthday was in May. Six Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim. Also another thing I want to, maybe I will just give you just a sentence of random fact about the book. I was very unsure whether I wanted the UK or the US edition, because I have Spin the Dawn and Unravel the Dusk in the US paperbacks, because they hadn't been published in UK paperbacks when I read them. But I prefer this cover for this sequel, companion series, whatever it is. So I was very unsure whether I wanted like the matching or whether I wanted the prettier. Then we have the entire Greenbone saga by Fonda Lee, which is Jade City, Jade War, and Jade Legacy. And also, they are floppy. That is your fun fact about them. Then we have Malice by John Gwynne, which I've had for almost a year now. Then we have Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman, which I almost picked up this really beautiful hardcover of it today, which I was like, I have not read it yet, but I do enjoy the show. So, The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman, I just hit myself in the face. And this one has beautiful illustrations in it. We Hunt the Flame by Hasfa Faisal. This is a cover by. How shiny it is. Yeah, cover by, and also Nerdy Nat Reads really loves it. But basically, as you can see, the only YA I seem to own anymore are the really beautiful ones. We have the first 2 books in the Rook and the Rose series, I believe it's called, and that is Mask of Mirrors and The Liar's Knot by M.A. Clark, which is 2 authors. Also floppy, also beautiful covers, and also I'm so sure that I'm going to love these, but I'm afraid. The Lies of Locke Namora by Scott Lynch. This is my most recent purchase. As you can see, it was in a 3 for $12 deal, or it was just a $5. I only got 1 book because there wasn't really anything else that interested me. Again, floppy. The Sword of Kaigan by M.L. Wang. This was a birthday gift from Cassidy, and even though I think she only gave it like 3 stars. Oh, also I have the gift note in here. I really want to read this though, but it could kill someone. It's very heavy. Also, I keep saying I really want to read them, but I'm very selective of the books I buy, hence why I don't have a humongous TBR. So of course I really want to read it. I want to read them all. Well, I suppose that one was a gift, so you could guess that I didn't, but no, I do actually really want to read that one. Wolf of Oren-Yaro by K.S. Veloso. This was a more recent purchase for me, and I got it secondhand, which, look, not even a crack on the spine. The pages are maybe slightly yellow, but really not that bad, and I think I got it for a $5. Like, those aren't too bad. Also, I think they've actually renamed the series because it's Chronicles of the Bitch Queen. I think it's now the Chronicles of the Wolf Queen or something, which is kind of sad. The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. And this was a birthday gift from Christy, and Christy has recently started reading it and is loving it. And that makes me want to read it. Also, it's dystopian, so I'm afraid of it. So now I have 2 more books to talk about, which are on my physical TBR, but I'm technically currently reading them. So, and that is Gods of Jade and Shadow by Sylvia Marina Garcia. I am 100 pages into this exactly. And I started it back in, I think, June maybe, or July. And I really loved the first 100 pages of it. And then I was in a big slump. I had like 6 books where I got like 50 to 100 pages in and then just stopped. So this was one of them. And I'm starting to clear off that list. Like, I think it's down to like 3 or 4. I think it's down to like 3 or 4 on my currently reading. So I think I'm gonna hopefully get to this soon so I can finally get it off the currently reading. And the other one was The Swordsman's Lament by G.M. White. And again, birthday gift from Cassidy. She gave me 2 indies. I think she's trying to tell me something. And yeah, she loved this when she read it earlier this year. Yes. And I think I read 20 pages of it. Again, a victim of the slump. And I had been enjoying it so far. It was solid, but again, victim of the slump. So those are all of the books I have up here that I have not finished, let's just say. So yeah, so we got a bit of a stack right here. And now I will insert all of the books I own from home.
The Heart Forger and The Shadow Glass, both by Rin Chipeco. Wicked as You Wish by Rin Chipeco. Kingsbane and Lightbringer by Claire Legrand, which are books 2 and 3 in the Imperium trilogy, and the first book is Furyborn. We have The Red Pyramid, The Serpent's Shadow, and The Throne of Fire, which are the 3 books in the Kane Chronicles by Rick Riordan. These were a gift from Lizzie. We have Knight's Shadow, Saint's Blood, and The Tyrant's Throne by Sebastian de Castell, which are the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th books in the Great Coat series. The first book is Traitor's Blade. Fool's Quest and Assassin's Fate by Robin Hobb, the 2nd and 3rd book in the Fitz and the Fool trilogy, the final 2 books in the Realm of Elderlings. I am terrified of these books. The Memory of Souls and The House of Always by Jen Lyons, the 3rd and 4th book in the Course of Dragon series, and Memory of Souls is once again another book that I am currently reading.
So, as I said, I do not know how many books that is, but I will put it on the screen, how many physical books I own. So, as I said, it has gone up from last year, but a big part of that is because of the slump. I wasn't really gravitating towards anything, but when I did seem to pick up fantasies, I ended up putting them down. So it wasn't just a fantasy thing, but obviously I primarily read fantasy, and most of the books on this list were fantasy. And so when I don't read fantasy, they just build up. And like, all of these are books that I do really want to read. And even in the slump, I was like, that is going to be good when I read it. But I just didn't want to read it while I was in a bad mood, is basically the bottom line. And also, when you can't get more than 50 pages into a book, starting like a 600-page fantasy book, maybe not the smartest idea. So yeah, so like the books that I was reading, I read quite a few really short non-fictions. I read like 5 over the past couple months, which is like more than I read like ever. That's all my physical TBR. So thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.